All right, guys, the stream will start in a few minutes. Just doing a quick audio check. All right, here we go. The market is just kind of going straight up here right out of these CPI numbers. I took some trades. You can see in here just some small little scalps, couple losers. We're up $152. We were up $100 going out of the 3 a.m. session from the London Open. Traded the London Open last night. So just going to wait for the market open here, getting a little pullback here. I'd like to see it maybe pull back into the VWAP. Got about 10 minutes here until the open, so let's kind of see what happens. So we're just going to kind of hang out until then. See if we can't pump here at open. All right, let's see what happens here at open. Let's just take a look at a couple of things here and see. Possible retracement back into that 65 level here at open. Little pullback right here into open, possible move back into this VWAP area before we open up. I'd like to see that 65 level kind of retested. That's kind of the 50% retracement on this move. Well, if you put your Fibonacci on there, you know, typically this will kind of retrace maybe half the move, and then so right there into that 65 level is going to be your 50% retracement. Market likes to trade back into a discount. So we'll see if that happens here at open, if we just start selling, or if we hold up and just move out of there. We shall see. Pulling on back here, breaking through the 100 level. Like I said, I'd like to see that pull back into that 65, 70 level, something like that, before we start moving back up. Might get it, might not. Who knows? Yeah, VWAP sitting at the 61, 62 level there. Yeah. You got that liquidity sitting there around the 82. I think this thing is going to continue just to sell off going in here in the open. But it's not something we are going to feel comfortable buying going in to the open there. The important level there on the ES is going to be the 88 level. Or I'm sorry, the 80 level. No, it is 88. Can't hold that 88 level today, then we're going to just see some waterfall selling, but see if it holds it. Long way to pull back for that 88 level. We're at 44.06 on the ES there. So let's just be patient, let open come, and we'll see what happens. Let's kind of look and see here what we get. Got about 5 minutes. Approaching the 1500 level here. See if it sells through there. If it sells through that 1500 level, then I think we may get this move back into the 65.70 VWAP area pretty quickly. We hold this 1500 level. This could just be a key level that we'll bounce at right here at open. Kind of approaching the 20 SMA on the 3-minute chart there. Oh, I'm not even paying attention. I got the same chart up on both screens. Approaching the 20 SMA there on the 3-minute chart. We are going to be aggressive today on this Apex account, but a little different type of aggressive than we were yesterday. Yesterday we were kind of wildly aggressive and blew the account in the first, 10 minutes of the day. We're not going to be that aggressive today when it comes to it. We may be aggressive with our sizing, but not otherwise. Kind of holding the 500 level here at this 20 SMA. Could be a potential dip buy from that area, really, honestly, but 3, 5, 4. This should be all right. Let's kind of look and see what the ES is doing over here. Pivot point right here on the Nasdaq at the 15,088 level. Your next pivot is all the way up at 15,189. And on the ES to the downside, we got 44.03. And to the upside, we got 44.18. So that's kind of what we're looking like. Just kind of remember we got the 88 to the downside pivot. Got about 2 minutes here till open. 2 minutes here. It's holding this 5100 level pretty strong. It is holding that 51 level pretty strong here. All right, let's just, I think we're going to wait here. Kind of interesting here. Well, let's see what happens at open. Like I said, I think if we move above this, let's kind of look and see where I want us to move above if we move to the upside. Maybe get above that 07, 08 level. Break the high of this candle. To the upside, to the downside, you know, really want to break that 90. Well, really want to break that 88 strong. So I don't like waiting for it to take this liquidity, but that's probably what we're going to have to do. Probably looking at to break this 80 level, maybe for that move back down into the 65. Something like that. Kind of get this, my intuition says that we're just going to pump right here at open. So there we go, pulling back into open here. All right, let's see what happens here at open. Like I said, possibly pull back here, but let's see. All right, we're going to take a long here. Long 3 contracts here. Trying to get my... Oh. All right, stopped out there. Should have just... I was trying to move my contracts, the sales down a little bit to below the this spot, but didn't happen. All right, let's give it a minute here, see what happens. Selling down here, touching that pivot. If we do re-enter here, this will be less risky. We're going to just use one contract. Not going to do like yesterday and holding at the 88 here. Possible move down to that VWAP. All right, I'm going to take a little short here, try to see if we can't get this move down to the VWAP. Thinking 65 level, maybe. Well, it may bounce out of there, so I might kill this. See if this thing can stay below the pivot here. Doesn't look like it can. $5,100 level there is kind of the line in the sand for me, but just eyeballing it. All right, let's just kill it. All right, just like that, down 825 on this account. So we're gonna have to kind of reevaluate here. Don't want to dig myself too deep of a hole, so that when I finally do get a trade that I'm in on the right direction, that we are only breaking even on it. So kind of held that pivot. Need to get through that 10 level strong there. If we get through that 10 level strong, then we may push back up to the high of day. All right, we're going to go ahead and participate here. Got the pivot below us, got the 20 SMA below us. That's kind of my thought process here. See if we can't get this move up quickly here, up into the 30s for our first target. Gonna try to be patient with moving my stop here. All right, stops are going to be in at break even here. Hopefully this doesn't come back and touch us on the stops there. Gonna have to try to lock in at least something here. Wanted to push through the 30s and leave a runner on. It's kind of what I was thinking, but momentum quickly dying here, but we needed to push through. And there we go, stopped out on that one. Just kind of stopped out and just moved straight back down. So we were up some on that trade, and then, you know, I tried to be very patient. I want to say I was up maybe $500 or something at one point there, but it happens, I guess. Try to be a little more patient on that trade, and kind of a fake out to the upside there. See if we're going to get that pull back to the VWAP now. All right, we're down $661. Let's just wait. Let's see what happens here. Now we're going to get the pullback to the VWAP that we were looking for here. That's, you know, typical. ES pulling back to that 4406 level. Looking a little stronger than NAS, to be honest with you. It traded right back to the VWAP and bounced out of there, 4400, all the way back up to 4411. Man, that was much nicer. I wasn't paying attention there. Bounce off the VWAP there. ES holding up at the 20 SMA currently. Need to get the ES pull back down here through the VWAP and really start this sell if that's what we're going to do. As bad as we've traded the open the last couple of days, we may re-implement the no trading the open rule. We'll see. Still kind of holding up here at the pivot point. We bounced right off the VWAP. That would have been a decent entry there. 20-30 handles right off that bounce. But chopping around here. I was about to make a buy order here for just kind of this breakout, but I'm already realizing there's not going to be a breakout right now. We need to just wait. Let's just be patient. Not going to really have a breakout, even though the ES is trying to approach high days here. Man. The ES is approaching high days there. All right, we'll go ahead and participate here. See if we can get this move back up into the 30s. Might get burned on it, but Nasdaq is just not going. It is just not going. Try to give it a little room here, give it a little time, but probably gonna have to kill it. Yes, approach the high a day there. All right, just take it off. That was stupid. I literally just said was going to be patient, and then we took that trade. That was not smart. Need to wait for the NAS to show some strength if it's going to show strength. I mean, Nasdaq is just completely selling off. ES is looking so strong. ES double topping right now. Kind of eyeballing this, see if we can get this pull back into the VWAP here. All right, see if we try it again. And we get burned, you know, I don't know, fourth time, fifth time, who knows, whatever time it is. See if we get the move into the 30s. Trying to move this into profit sum here. Long from 51.05. Let's see if we can get this pushed through here. 32 push, looking for my first contract. 32 push. Come on now. Give it to us. Get us filled. Come on. 32 push. Let's go. I'm trying to give this room. I really want to get this full trade here. That sucks. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that might have just killed this account here. Now, we still got $1,000 in drawdown. I mean, that's the problem here. I would, you know, I was up $1,000 almost on that trade and was trying to get the push through the 32 and it just didn't happen. Had the right idea there, but I thought we'd get the push through the 30 and we just rejected the 30. So kind of sucks. You only take $100 out of a trade that you should have taken, you know, 1,000. So could have been basically back to even pretty much right there, but that's all right. Yes. Yes, kind of pulling back. Still holding this pivot. I mean, if we're going to keep telling this same story here, then this would be a good spot to buy. So maybe we'll just take a long here and see if we can get this push up. Put my stop below the VWAP. This will be the time that it rejects and pushes through the VWAP. But let's just give it a go. If we start to pump out of here and get above 5,100, then maybe we'll add a second contract if that happens. But and of course, oh goodness, great. And there you go, stopped out. All right, guys, not looking good on this account this morning. Not looking good at all. I mean, look at that. Really? Yes, kind of pulling back here. I mean, do we dare? Only have $500 in drawdown left, so we're going to have to trail this pretty tightly. Not dropping it yet, so. Trying to get through the 50s here. If we can kind of get through those 50s, we go. Just following this thing down. Ah! Tried to move it there. Yeah, I tried to go long several times in this area and just kind of got stopped out on it. Should have switched over to short a lot sooner there, but looking for low a day there, but with my drawdown, unable to. Had to trail this tightly. Had to trail this much more tightly than I wanted to. Just water falling down here. It was unfortunate that I was only in that one contract. All right, so now I think at this point we're down $1,000 on this account. Maybe just wait here, see if we can't outline the silver bullet between 10 and 11. Yeah, imagine if someone bought the 30. If you bought the 5130, congratulations. Well, to be honest, if you look here, if you're looking at the 3-minute chart, the furthest fair value gap away, we had a market structure shift to the downside, traded back into the furthest fair value gap away, and then sold off. So that wasn't something I was really paying attention to, clearly. All right. Well, we're not so far down that we can't get this back and get this day turned back around. So let's just keep that in mind and kind of make that our goal here. Let's make nice solid trades. See what the ES did there. It sold back almost to the VWAP and then kind of bounced out of there. I don't see how we don't take out the sell side liquidity at the 15,006 level. This liquidity resting here, well, could re-enter here, but we are down here at the bottom. That usually burns me. I think I may sell through that 6 level, maybe just at least to the 15,000 level. Problem is ES is above the VWAP. It's only 2 points away from the VWAP, and it could bounce right out of there. So ES looking much stronger than the NAS. Just kind of watching to see how the ES is reacting here. We're finally kind of getting in sync, if you will. Just kind of eyeballing this 50 level here, see what happens. I think we're going to enter short here. We are approaching the top of the hour, which I don't like so much, but I think we may oversell this liquidity to this liquidity here. So let's see if we can get this moved down. May have to move my stop up a little bit here, I guess. Let's see, maybe 75 area. Really, my stop's supposed to go up here at 87. I don't really want to risk that much, but that's where it's supposed to go. Yeah, I don't know how much I like this trade now at this point. We're going to give it a little room here, see what happens at the VWAP. Could just reject the VWAP hard and then sell off. If it trades above the VWAP, we will kill it. Gonna move my stop right there above the VWAP. If it comes back up and pierces this high, then won't really be interested in participating at that point anyway. So see if we can't get this moved down. This is kind of where I would move my stop into break even, is like as soon as I could, and I'd get stopped out for break even, and then my original idea would be right anyway. So I'm trying to be a little more patient with this one. There we go. As soon as we get to 100 in profit. Oh, well, I tried to move it there, but good thing it didn't let me. All right, 100 to profit. We're going to move to break even. There we go. Now let's see if it can go. See if it can go. Try to give it the room. Don't really want to trail it. Let's just let it go if we can. I don't see how it doesn't take out that liquidity down there at the 0350 area. right, at this point we will lock in some profits here. What is that? $620 we're locking in. See if this sells on down here for us. Like I said, I mean, I would anticipate this taking the liquidity down there. Locking in $200 there. Come on. Come on, don't stop me out here. Let's go. This thing acts like it wants to stop me out. Maybe I'm trailing it a little too close here. All right, let's move it. All right, let's move this back a little bit. Let's look for a little more here. Come on, damn it. Oh, all right. We're going to lock in the $200. I don't like how weaky that last one was there. Let's get this moved down here. All right, now we're going to kind of lock in a little more here. I'd like to see this just waterfall on down there to our target would be ideal. All right, well, we locked in about $500 there, 485 bucks. I still think it's going to take that liquidity at the 03, but couldn't allow that to kind of run back on us there. So to back down just $544 here, been kind of a real whipsawy type of day. That's what happens, I guess, when you're being kind of aggressive. So ES bounced right off the VWAP there. Oh. Just kind of watching the ES here. I mean, you get a potential bounce here on the ES. Let's just kind of, I know you guys can't see it, but if I enter the trade, then I will switch it over for you. I mean, it almost feels like if the ES loses the VWAP here, it's going to go down and test that 88 level. So I did leave the 0350 liquidity there. Did not take it. Bounced out of there at 15,010. May look it may be looking to revisit that later. So now we're past 10 o'clock. Let's see here what happens. You know, we swept the low on the NQ here. Created a new low. See if we get a shift to the upside here or not. This is interesting looking here on the 1 minute chart. Not much displacement is the only thing I don't like. I mean, technically this is a market structure shift, but not seeing the same thing on the 3 minute chart, so I don't think it's anything I'm interested in using. Let's just wait and see. All right, let's see what we get here. We're into the 10 o'clock hour. Just kind of looking for that ICT setup there. Kind of got this downward trend going here. If we just go, you know, kind of. I did a great job of drawing that, huh? All right, kind of getting this breakout here on the ES and on the NAS. Uh, I was eyeballing the ES here, kind of making the same sort of, it started to break out and then kind of got rejected there, just like the NAS did. The ES is holding up at the VWAP really well. It's not broken the VWAP all day. Holding that VWAP excellent. Maybe we're going to go down and take that liquidity at the 0350 now. It's kind of what it's looking like. Didn't figure it would leave that liquidity. And that's kind of what we want to see with the silver bullet setup. We want to see it take either low a day or an important level of liquidity. So it's kind of what we want to see, and then we'd look for a shift back to the upside potentially. So what we're tapping there, I think I saw 350. There we go, 250. So it took that liquidity. May even take low a day here. Let's just see what the ES is doing if it holds that VWAP strong. Yeah, we got FOMC at 2 o'clock tomorrow, so, you know, have to be aware of that. Man, I'm thinking about taking a long off this VWAP on the ES here, but just getting in long, ride it to the high of day. 15 handles, 2 contracts. Could have a very short stop too on the ES, seeing as it's held the VWAP. I think I might do that. I'm not trading the ES very often, just because it. Oh. Let's kind of look here at the ES here, thinking about taking a long here. Let's see. Of course, as soon as I think about taking a long, you see it breaks through the VWAP there. But you can see this thing offered a nice VWAP dip buy right there. Wasn't even looking. This was at open, pulled back to the VWAP and just blasted out of there. All right, let's switch back to the 1 minute on the NQ. I want to see what happens after we take this low here. If we get a shift back to the upside there or not. If we get the silver bullet set up, guys, we are going to go into that trade pretty heavy. So probably 3 or 4 contracts. Yeah. Yes, holding that VWAP there. It pulled back below it for a moment, but still holding it. I actually think the ES might sweep this 400 level. Maybe trade back into that 400 level and then possibly come out of it higher there. That's where it's got its swing low at there. Let's check just while we have a second. Excuse me. Yeah, still holding up here. Nasdaq is not. I expect Nasdaq to sweep those lows at 79.50 potentially. All right, well, it didn't sweep the lows, but it is bouncing out of there. Yeah, still bouncing off the VWAP here. Just trying to decide which one I want to take the entry on. All right, Nasdaq going to take these lows now at the 79.50. And I mean, to be honest, you could just kind of, once you get this first green candle back to the upside, you really could possibly just get long there. Put your stop below the low. ES traded right down to that 4,400 level. Didn't quite take the liquidity either. Now trying to bounce back up to the VWAP. Broke the VWAP through a couple of points there. Probably going to spike right through that 79.50 level, take that liquidity, I'd imagine. And there it is, taking out the low of day. Let's see what the ES does if it takes out that 4,400 level. Will be my expectation. All right, ES now takes out that 4,400 level. Now let's wait for a potential bounce. A potential bounce, trade back up to that VWAP area, maybe higher. See what we get. I mean, or I guess it could just continue to sell off, but I don't really expect that. Could have taken a nice little short there if I'd have been kind of paying attention to it, but I didn't. Selling, selling, selling. Let's look for a bounce back up here. Potential market structure shift to the upside. Leave us a nice gap to get long in and target the swing high here first, and then VWAP second, which is right in line with the second swing high, and then leave a runner on. So I'm thinking 3 contracts maybe if we get this shift back to the upside. Watching the ES as well, whichever one kind of performs, whichever one offers the entry first, I think I'll take it on. So if the ES offers the entry first, we'll take it on the ES. Kind of watching both here. See which one gives us the entry. I got to start changing my strategy. I think I'm going to stop trading that first 15, 20 minutes of the day again. I've done that before, especially on weeks when there's just not much follow through. Stop trading the first 15, 20 minutes. Let the market kind of give you the direction. As you can see, if we look at my trades, if we say 945 and after, so here's that first candle, 946, we're up 450, we're up 485. So, just those two right there, you're up almost $1,000. 945 and before, down 500. I mean, it's just, you have some small winners in there, but the most part, they're just losers. So would just make more sense just to wait. I don't know why I don't do that. Might be a rule we need to implement. Trying to bounce here, not leaving anything yet. Just kind of feel like we're in this zone where we could bounce. I don't know. Could be wrong there. There is more sell side liquidity down at 43.88 for the ES. It could just be targeting that. I don't know. I'm considering a short entry here on the... Hold on one second. Take a call. All right, now we're getting some structure shift to the upside here. Yeah, I was looking at the ES here because I was considering taking a short on the ES because there is a lot of liquidity down there at the 88 level. But I mean, everything, you know, to me looks like we might bounce out of here and then potential move kind of back up at least into this VWAP area. It's kind of what I'm thinking. So we got a market structure shift here on the 1 minute chart already. But we want to kind of see that same thing happen here on the 3 minute chart. So I really like to see us break through this 15,010 area. And then maybe pull back into this gap if it leaves it. If it leaves a gap here. See if it leaves us a gap here. We'll take us an entry. The ES back up to the VWAP on the 3 minute chart there. Let's see what happens once this candle prints. Once this candle prints, then we're going to take our entry here if we can get it. Got about 30 seconds left on this candle. Let's see what we get. Hey, John Jones. How you doing today? You're having problems hearing me. Well, I had it muted. I was on the phone a minute ago. I don't know if I probably didn't say it, but so I was looking at the move on the ES because it was kind of holding up, or you got that liquidity down at the 88 there. So that's when I was considering that for a possible entry short there, but my real bias here, I was thinking we would get kind of a shift move out of here, out of this area for a move back up. So really that's what I'm looking for here. Potential long. Just kind of targeting some of these areas. This may go without me here. I'm looking for this to kind of pull back into this area. Sometimes I would just go ahead and take this entry based off the fact that the ES is potentially making a fair value gap as well. But yeah, on the, not the ES, the Nasdaq. Let's see here. I may just go ahead and enter. Let's just do that. So we're going to go long here, 3 contracts. Let me move my stops first so I don't get stopped out. Kind of 15,000 area really should be my stop, somewhere in here. I'll kind of show you why I was thinking on the ES in a moment, but all right. Now we're kind of working on the fair value gap here on the 3 minute chart. It's already formed on the 1 minute. I just took the entry anyway. I could have probably waited for it to pull back into this 95 level, but may not. May just pull back into this 010 level, which make it a decent entry, I guess. But anyways, on the ES, I guess I can pull it up over here, kind of show you what I was looking at. Well, now my entry there at the 95s, which I was thinking might have gotten me tagged in. I kind of expect to take some heat on this trade because, like I said, I did just kind of enter a little soon there instead of waiting for the pullback into this 95 level. I don't know how much heat we can actually take, though. And we may just be offsides here, but I don't think we are, but we may be. As I can pull it up a little closer. A lot of people say that I'm too loud, so I'll pull the mic in a little closer for you here. Yeah, it's on. So, but anyways, the trying to watch this trade here. I mean, really, if we might have entered a little soon here, we didn't really form. Well, we do have a fair value gap there, so we're good. I just need to put my stop lower, which is, not great. But anyways, on the ES, we have a lot of liquidity down there at the 88 level. So I was thinking it might be going to get that liquidity. But similar setup here on the ES. We kind of, we swept this swing low. Created the fair value gap here. You kind of wanted to trade back into it, which it did not. But it also had a gap here, which it did trade back into. So your valid entry on the ES would be 0350 for your long. Targeting this first swing high, move your stop to break even once you cross this swing high. And then once you pierce this one, take it to 5 handles. So I just took it on the N cube because I felt like it offered it first, but could have certainly got a better entry. Could have been long from the 15,000, so I'm 15 points higher than what I should have been, which is not nothing. So can't take too much more drawdown here. We may pop this account because our drawdown, we got about $1,400 total once I entered this trade. So if it goes to, if we get down 14 or 1,500, it may burn this account. So we'll see what happens here. Hopefully it doesn't draw down that much. No, I'm not on ES. I was just watching it. Like I said, I don't typically have the patience to trade the ES just because it moves a little slower. But there was a valid entry there. Again, I could be offsides here, but this is the ICT silver bullet setup. I mean, we swept this low after 10 a.m. So we swept this low. Market structure shift to the upside, traded back into the gap here. You get long for the move up. You just target your swing highs. So thinking this is going to go. I mean, I really should be long from the 15,000 area, and I'm long from 15,015. So I'm higher than I would normally be here, but a little more risk. But like I said, we may blow this account here because of this bad entry that I took. I mean, I could switch over to this account. And let's see. Well, yep, there we go. Blew that one. Kind of knew that was going to happen. Kind of bad entry for me. So we'll take the long on this one. See if we get the move we need. And again, we could just be offsides. So Yeah, that was a bad entry there for me. I shouldn't have. I should have waited, especially considering the amount of drawdown I had there. I don't know why I didn't. Should have reduced the risk and just waited. And my best entry would be down here at 84. Of course, we could just be offsides altogether here, huh? You never know. ES above the VWAP there. I'm going to go ahead and add to this position here. Go ahead and add a second contract. And target that swing high there at 43. Let's kind of see what happens here. Have to be careful with the apex drawdown here, because if we move up $800-900 and then we come down and stop me out for 12 or 1300, then it would kill this account too. So it's one thing I'm learning about the drawdown that I don't like when you're in multiple contracts. If you're just using one, it's not typically a factor, but if you're using 2 or 3, then sometimes it's going to be a factor, especially if you're trying to use a runner. Yeah. Looks like we might be offline, or offsides, not offline. Yeah, now ES is trying to sell off here. I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's try to trust it here, see if it holds. ES moving back down here below 400s. Trying to give it a minute here to see if it can do what we want it to do. But if ES doesn't hold that 4,400, then we're probably going to kill this. Need the ES really to hold that VWAP right there at 4,400, get to moving up. I like the idea for this trade, you know, looking for the silver bullet. It is kind of against the trend, and that is the scary part. Trend's definitely down. Now it's moving in the right direction, and I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to go ahead and reduce the risk a little bit. Kind of take one of those contracts off there. I don't like that dip back down, so it's going to reduce the risk. Take one off at break even and see if this one can go. Kind of got to go now if it's going to go. If it doesn't go now, then we may just all right, we're going to move this to break even. We're up $200 on the trade. If we get up 300, we'll lock in 100. $99.75 would be the 100. All right, locking in 100 there. If we get to 400, then we'll lock in 200. All right, locking in 200 there. Kind of feels bad now that I took that extra contract off. If we pierce this swing high here, then I'll feel a lot better about this. ES up, pushing that 20 SMA now. Locking in 15 handles there, $300. Again, we're on Apex, so we can't let this thing... I normally would not trail this like this. I would try to just let it go, but cannot let this thing come back on us. Although we are approaching that 20 SMA, might get some resistance there. All right, going to 400 now. We'll see a push straight through to that VWAP. This is kind of the problem, like I said, with the account, and I'll show it. I mean, I took my entry was at 15, which was stupid. I should have waited. I don't want to move this too quick, but all right, 700 there. So now we're locking in 500. Just trying to trail this by $200 if we can. All right, 800. So we're going to lock in 6 on this trade. This is the only way I know to do Apex. I mean, I really don't know any other way of doing it. You just have to trail it up. All right, he came back and stopped us out there. $595 on that trade. I'll take it. I mean, feels bad that I, switch back over to account number 5 here. I mean, this is the perfect setup that I was looking for, but look at my entry. 3 contracts. Did not have enough drawdown on this account to take the heat. Didn't. If I had the proper drawdown, if the drawdown was static like it is with Top Step, then this would be no problem. So frustrating there, and that's why I have multiple accounts, because I'm not I'm not perfect at trading them, and unfortunately that's going to happen. You have to do lots of math in your head as the trade is happening, and I'm not great at that. I should have just sized down on that entry and waited for it to go the direction I wanted it to go. And then we would have had a nice winner there. But 1 contract, $600. I mean, I guess I can't be too bad about it. Too mad on that one. So that's frustrating. Could have had a huge trade there. I took off the, I took heat on that, and I took the first one off for $40. If I'd have left that second one on there, then we would have had a nice little $1,000 winner. 3 of them, we would have had 15 plus. But we ended up capturing 94 to 24 there. That's 30 handles, so can't complain too much. We still would be in this trade if we didn't have this drawdown. I would have not put my stop. I would have trailed it below this candle here. That's where I would have put it at. And you can see we're still going to go. Was targeting this swing high. I'm quite certain we'll probably get it. So John, I don't know if you entered did you enter that ES trade long there? That was the ICT setup on the ES as well. So if we go over to the ES and look at it, the silver bullet. But anyways, here we go. So this is the ES. You can see made a new low, swept this swing low. Market structure shift to the upside here. Trades back into it there. So your entries here at 44.01 and ES is up at 44.11. 10 handles. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. I got to get better at putting my entry where it's supposed to be, and as it goes, just wait. Just wait. These setups, I mean, they happen every day between 10 and 11 a.m. and then 3 to 4 a.m. almost every day. 3 to 4 a.m. for the London Open, those happen. So but yeah, John, that was kind of the setup there on the ES. Similar setup that you can see here on the NAS. I mean, there's no real difference. On the 1 minute, market structure shift to the upside. We pierced this high. Should have just set my entry here at 95. I should have just put the entry there, left it alone, but it traded up to the 15, and I was like, oh, God, it's going to go without me. Supposed to just put my entry there at the 95. I take a lot less heat. You know, we still take about 18 handles in heat there, 17 handles. But I don't think that would have hit that trailing drawdown. So just a mental mistake of mine there. Mental mistake. And after we got back in the green here with this 2 contracts, I really should have just let that one run, but we didn't do that. It's all right. Top Step or Apex having a sale right now on resets. Don't know how much they are though. Let's see. They got 50% off their resets. This is what makes it tough to trade these Apex accounts. You can't leave a runner. So you really have to kind of trade you have to change your trading, the way you trade. Trying to see what the reset cost for the trade of 850K. Doesn't tell me there. Doesn't tell me there. You don't quite know what the reset is. I guess we'll have to figure that out. You got a long potentially at 44.0675, John. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, seems reasonable. It's definitely a higher fair value gap there, but seems reasonable. Like I said, me personally, well, on the 3 minute here, you don't. I realize I'm looking at a chart you're not looking at. Yeah, on the 3 minute chart, we don't have a whole lot of. This is where you got your first 3 minute gap at. So seems reasonable. You got this order block here. So I wouldn't imagine this is going to trade back lower than 50% of this order block. So yeah, that would be a valid entry there. Just maybe target the 14 level. Target the 14, move your stop to break even, and then once it pierces the 16 here, you could probably lock in 5 handles. I like finding my entry on the 1 minute when I'm looking for the silver bullet because it's just a little more clear, and that's what we have here. So on the 1 minute, you can see your entry should have been right there at the 01.25, and just wait. Comes back and pierces. Your stop at the 01.25 would be at 43.99. So you're literally risking 2 handles for a potential 5 or 10 handle move up, maybe even a 15 or 20 handle move up on the ES. So, yeah, I like the 3 minute time frame also. That's what I like to have confluence on both. So if I'm looking for my fair value gap, or I'm looking at my market structure shift and I don't see a gap, which we don't have one, then I'll switch down to the 1 minute chart and the 2 minute chart to maybe look for my potential entry. So, but you see, you do have the gap here on the 3 minute, so we just traded back into it. So 0675 or wherever you took it at, perfectly fine. You do have this order block here. So entry off the order block with a fair value gap. This seems reasonable for this move up, maybe to the 1675 area, possibly to the high of day. ES is looking a lot stronger today. You can see this move here. Before open, we had this fair value gap here, and we traded back into that perfectly, bounced out of it at open. Got the VWAP and the fair value gap at open. Long move all the way up to high of day. So I do feel like the trades are easier to see on the ES. They're just, I just don't have the patience. I mean, you got to sit here and hold these for, you know, quite a good amount of time. So really on the 3-minute on the ES, 0875 would be your worst entry. If you got 0675 off the SMA, then it's perfect. 07 maybe. Once you cross over this 14, I would move my stop to break even. And then once you cross this kind of swing high here, I'd lock in my 5, possibly targeting the 21 there. This is nice. Looking nice right now. I should have took that. Good call there, John. Should have took that one. But we didn't. So looking for that 14 level to pierce there. So we popped that Apex account this morning. It's not what we were looking to do, but we were far too aggressive. I've got to change my strategy the first 30 minutes. I really need to stop, wait, let the market do what it's going to do, and really just look for the ICT silver bullet. I don't know why I don't just do that. Oh, you didn't get in, John? You were holding hard for that 0675 entry? Still hasn't broken this swing high here, so I mean it could still trade back into the gap. Heck, I may just participate with you here at 0875. Let's see. Stop at 0350. All right, so this is a valid entry. And we're just going to target this first swing high here, maybe 5 handles. See if we can get it. Trading back into this 3-minute fair value gap as well. I think we can get that 1375 there. Let's see, this is my problem with the ES, John. I can tell you the rules. I can tell you what you should do. You know, like, oh, once it pierces 13, move your stop to break even. Once it pierces 16, lock in your 5. I don't do that. I don't do that either. I don't do that a lot of times. I'll get antsy about it and take it off. Risk to reward, not great here. Really just basically 1-to-1, but it's okay. So what we'll do is if we approach 1375, I'll probably move this up to, actually I'll probably do it now. Let's move this up to 1675. If we pierce this swing high here, we'll move the stop break even. Kind of target the 1675 level. As we approach 1675, I'll move it up to 21. Actually, probably could just go ahead and move it up there. And then we'll manually, we're just watching, once we get to 250 in profit, we move to break even. This is the difficulty for me on the ES. I want to move the stop to break even now, but I know that if I do that, it's likely to trade back into it. So need to wait for the 250, pierce that swing high, then we can go to break even. So approaching 200 here. 212. Let's keep going. Let's pierce that 14 level. Nasdaq's approaching that VWAP there on the 3-minute chart. ES looking much stronger here. Maybe we do switch back to the ES. I don't know. All right, stops at break even there. Can't lose on it. Kind of eyeballing the 1650 level here. Once we reach that, we're going to go to locking our 5 handles. Actually going to move my stop up one more tick just to the bottom of this candle. Might get stopped out on it. I don't know. Let's see here. I want to keep pushing here. Or actually, I maybe should have just moved my stop to this kind of swing low here. I don't know. This is where I struggle, John. So I'm telling you, I want to lock in something here, but all right. Let's just wait. Let's just put it back where it's supposed to be and stop messing around here. You can see how I mismanage these, John. I don't do great. Not that I do great on the Nasdaq either. All right, we just want it to trade above that 16. If it trades above the 16 here, then we can just lock in our 5. And if it comes back and taps it, we can't feel bad about it. No, I didn't mark it in. I put my limit order on the screen right there at whatever that is, 0875, because that's the beginning of the gap. See, I don't get cute. I don't try to get you know, filled down here in the gap. I just take the first. I take essentially the worst entry. As soon as it touches the gap, I just want it to fill me. So I just took the worst entry there. You could certainly have taken the entry at 07 here. All right, you might get stopped out here for just break even. You know what? We may just give this a little bit of room here. Nah, actually, we're not going to. Let's just put it here. I'm just going to lock in $50. Probably going to get stopped out on it, but that's okay. I want to get something out of this trade, so let's get something. Guess I should have locked in the 5 handles when it hit my first target up there, but that's kind of the issue with trying to that's why I like to enter these trades with 2 contracts. I would have took one off there at the 250, and then I'm just going to move this up a little bit. It's probably going to stop me, but that's okay. But anyways, we could have locked in the 250 there, and then you let your runner go, but we didn't do that. That's all right. Want to see this go here. That's what we want to see. Keep going. I'm just going to kind of trail this thing up. I'm going to get stopped. I know it, but it's okay. All right, locking in, what, 150 bucks there on that little trade. It's going to go. I feel like it's going to go, but mismanaging it on the ES and on the NAS. You know, that's what we do. We mismanage everything. That's why we can't eat our losers. Got to get better at that. Got to get better at that. So anyways, that would have been a definitely a valid entry there for you, John, if you would have taken it at the 07. I mean, even the 0875 there, you're going to take a little more heat on it sometimes. But You can see we didn't have very much drawdown. What, 75 cents? Less than $50. That's the thing, though. You have to hold these ES trades. You have to be willing to just let it go. You have to be willing to have it in the green. I could have just taken that at the 5 handles. Probably what I should have did, since I only had one contract. But feeling was it's probably gonna take the high a day. It's probably gonna go without me. Sad thing is, I started today up $700 on that other Apex account from this morning, and it went kaplooey. So I'm going to go back and review my trades. I did the same thing yesterday with another Apex account, first thing in the morning, just being kind of stupid. And so I'm going to kind of reevaluate. You can see here on the Nasdaq, this actually offered a second entry as well. So you could have got long here at the 15,019, and it's all the way back up at the 50s, busting through the VWAP here. This is really good news for the ES. I believe this is probably going to go back up and retest the high a day. But just don't have the patience to hold that. Really should have never. If you're going to enter this trade, I should have put my stop right here at the 0350, because you have this order block here. It really shouldn't come back any further than 50% of that order block. If you wanted to be really safe, you could put it down here, but it's fine. Seems fine. Could have taken the 5 handles. Could have just taken the 5, but that's all right. We may trade until about 11:30 this morning. We'll see. Something like that. Maybe a little longer. Really just see what the market offers. Kind of wish I would have taken that entry on the NQ as well. Should have switched over to the other account and taken it on this one. But did not do it. It's all right. See, that's the thing here with the ES. See how this is kind of consolidating in this area, possibly for that move higher. But it did already offer you the 5 handles, and based on ICT's strategy, that's the minimum. You know, if you can get 5 handles a day, then that's fine. But let's look on the 1-minute chart and see how many handles that offered on the 1-minute chart. On the ES there. Let me go back to the ES. 1 minute. Because certainly offered more than 5 on the 1 minute. So again, here's your shift in structure. Long from 01, 0125. What'd you take? You would have taken not even $50 in drawdown on that. So long from 0125, high of 14.25, so you're looking at 13 handles. Not great at math, but that's about $1,150 on that one trade with one contract. I gotta do a better job. Gotta do a better job at my math. I can't believe I mismanaged that trade that I outlined perfectly. Man, I'm blaming it on the drawdown, right? I'm blaming it on the drawdown, but at the end of the day, it's my fault. Because I take a long at 3 contracts at 1575 when could have been long from 98 based on the 3-minute chart, but the 1-minute chart you get an even better entry at right here, 84.25. So if I just took it at 84.25, we literally only take 6 handles of drawdown with 3 contracts. That's what? Not much. 6 times 5 is 300. It's like $350 of drawdown. And then you're looking at 84 all the way up to 58. I mean, this is over a 100-point move that I just blundered. Over a 100-point move that I blundered. Yeah, I know it. What VWAP indicator do I have? Interesting enough, John, the VWAP indicator is just the normal VWAP. The difference is are you using Tradeovate? I would assume you're using Tradeovate. Because I had a problem finding the VWAP indicator on Tradeovate myself. What I had to do was I had to download. See, it's just a standard VWAP. But what I had to do was I had to go to Community Indicators. And then I just type in VWAP and it doesn't come up, right? One day it just kind of disappeared. So what I had to start doing was look into the tools on each of these. So as I come down, we don't want the anchored VWAP. We just want VWAP, the regular VWAP. We don't want VWAP bands. So I just had to find something in here that included the VWAP, like this one right here does. But that's a lot of stuff in there. But this one right here, entire session, it includes the VWAP. So if you save it or you download it, then it will put this stuff on your chart. And then all I do is I just go to my chart elements and I trash the ones that I don't need and I leave the VWAP on there. That's how I got the VWAP using Tradeovate. You're on TradingView? Do I have the V? I don't even know if I have it on my TradingView. Let me look. Let's take a look on TradingView. My TradingView looks a little wild. We'll show it to you here. Let's see. I'm going to bring up my screen to make sure you can see it. All right. VWAP, volume weighted average price. We don't want the anchored one, so it would just be standard, right? Okay, so you have to have the upgraded package. Well, my current plan, I have 5. I guess I could take one off to add the VWAP. I don't have it on my TradingView. You can see what I got on here. I got the pivot points, trend line with breaks, Lux Algo, 20 SMA, ICT concepts, Lux Algo, and then this RF DW and labels. I pay attention to this, but I've got the dollar, the ES. This is all the 2-minute chart here. So we have the dollar, the ES, and the NAS 2-minute charts. And, you know, it gives you, I got a lot of stuff on here, as you can see. I do pay attention to this just for knowing where the pivots are, but these signals, I don't necessarily follow them. But they're not bad. I mean, honestly, if the market's trending, they're not bad, you know. Got a buy signal here, sell signal here. But you can see when the market's choppy, it's not going to be as clear. That's pre-market. I don't really use this per se all that much. Kind of just stick to the momentum stuff and go from there. But yeah, if you just go indicators, just type in VWAPs, that very top one. I do like TradingView for my charting and stuff. I use it for the pivots and things like that. But obviously you have to use... well, you don't have to use. I could use it with the other services, but... How's that ES trade looking? Let's go back and look here. 44.10. So trading back a little bit. What was I long from there? 0875. So we'd be back basically to my entry. Kind of pulling back here, maybe trying to pop out of there. Let's see here on the ES. Let's take a look at the ES here. So that's the little trade that we took. So 0875, this already offered the 5 handles. I don't know if I'd be interested in entering since it did break this swing high already. You know, kind of offered the 5 handles already there. Nasdaq trying to get back above the VWAP here, maybe for a little push up. Well, let's take a look and see what we got going on. Trend line with breaks. Let's take a look. What are the settings? Let's see. I did change those. I think we got those changed a little bit. So we got the 13. I'll just pull it up for you. So we got the 13 length, 0.9 slope, and ATR. It's the only thing that I changed. I think maybe the length was something. I think they were slightly different. Yeah, so these are a little bit customized. Trend line with breaks really just draws the trend line high to high and kind of tells you when it's going to break out of that trend. A lot of times it will show you kind of resistance too, because as it approaches the trend line, you know, it kind of will sometimes reject, that sort of thing. Nasdaq pushing above the 50 level here and the VWAP. I'm thinking about maybe taking a long if we can kind of clear the 55 area just for a momentum move up here, one contract. So maybe a break of 55 strong. All right, we're going to take a little entry here. See if we can't get this move up. Quick little move up here. Probably going to move my stop pretty quickly considering this is just a momentum play. I'm going to trail this up a little bit. Well, may not get to. It's kind of a little momentum play here. Just kind of seeing us holding up there at the VWAP, trying to get through there. Locking in a little bit as we go. I hate to have to do it this way, but it's what we're forced to do. Oh, wow. Don't know what that was. That really should have stopped me out, but it didn't. All right, we took a little $180 out of that little move there. Little push up there. I was thinking, was targeting the 75 level, maybe 80. Thinking trading into this bearish fair value gap, but it's all right. We'll take a little $180 scalp winner there. Probably left some on the table, but this is my problem with the Apex, because had I entered here, you know, had I not been on the Apex account, I literally could have just left this at break even and we would still be in this trade, you know. So there's no real pullbacks here. We created a new fair value gap, traded back into it. There's no real pullbacks. You would just hold. But anyways, up $953 on this account, so Still not doing great today. You know, we did mismanage that first account. Gonna kind of try to work on that tomorrow. Let's take a look over here at the ES. See how we're doing there. Do I have the ES? No, I don't have the ES pulled up. There we go. Now we got the ES pulled up. Yeah, so kind of back to the 5 handles there. Well, no, not quite back to the 5. The 5 would be at 1375. So again, on the ES, took a little heat here. It did offer kind of a re-entry. I didn't love it just because we had already pierced that one swing high. But it's offering another 5 handles almost here. So if you re-entered again at the if you re-entered at the 07 there, you got a nice little move. But if you re-entered at the 0875, which is where I entered, you would have took a little heat, but not bad. 2 points. Market's kind of showing a little strength here. Both of them kind of working in unison again. Still pushing here. Broke that swing high here. Pushing through this fair value gap. Possible rejection zone here, but honestly think it probably will just trade right through this. Probably will just trade right through it. And right back to the 5 handles on the ES there. ES looking strong here for possible break all the way up to the high a day potentially. Don't want to double top here though. I want to push right through there. This technically would be like a quadruple top. And there we go. It's kind of what I was looking for earlier, but I didn't want this pullback. Buy the dip, sell the rip. Yeah, sounds easy enough. Nasdaq just going. Just going. Do we jump in here for the break of 80? Or, I'm sorry, 90. Thinking about participating here for this push through 15,100. All right, we're going to try it. I'm going to move my stop to break even pretty quickly. I know we're going to have some resistance there at that 15,000 area. So let's just hold it here. See if it pushes through strong. I'm going to leave my stop at 90 on this one. Just at break even because we are approaching that 5,100 level. So we'll probably get stopped here, but let's just see if we can get through that 15,100 level strong there. I'll take 100 out of it if it comes back and touches, but I'd like for it to just rip on up through there. Come on, let's go. You can do it. Locking in a little more there. It's fine. $135. I mean, I'm certain it's going to keep going. Well, not certain. I mean, it could certainly reject. Knew we were going to have some resistance at that 15,100 level. Should have just left my stop at break even, but in all honesty, it probably is going to come back and touch it anyway. So, little scalp there. Put us over $1,000 on this account on the day, so I'm up 1,000 on this one Apex account here, but got to remember we blew the other one, so. All right, we do have that pivot point there on the Nasdaq at the 88 level. So possible move back into the 88 level there, which is kind of where my entry was. Look at that move on the ES. I mean, this is crazy. Look at that. Literally, this entry at 0875 would have been great, or even better, the entry at 01. Well, 10 handles on the ES is going to be $500, one contract. Oh, well, if you get 10 handle move on the ES, you're typically going to have around a 50-point move. Yeah, so on average, probably about every point that the ES goes up, you're probably 10 to 15 points on the Nasdaq. So there's a pretty wide margin there. So ES kind of rejected right there, working its way towards high a day, but should probably take that area out. Kind of back to my entry here. We could try it again, but the ES is pulling back, so let's just wait. If that ES starts curling back up, then we will potentially take an entry on the NQ here. Same concept here. We're going to put the stop at break even nice and quick. So already at break even. And let's just see if it can go. I'm going to try my best not to move it off break even this time until we break above 51.05. That's going to be the idea. I don't know that I'll do it, but that's the idea. All right, we're going to lock in 5. I just lied to you guys. Locking in 100. Now maybe we'll leave it there. Pushing through, pushing through. Let's go. Got to get up there. Got to get up there. Let's break that 05 level strong. Rejecting again. Let's go. Got to get through there strong now. Let's not turn back down here. Might stop me out. It's okay if it does, but kind of looking for this move strong through that 05 level. All right, now we're going to go ahead and lock in a little more here. Well, probably did that a little too soon there. Should have waited until it pierced that 05. I thought it was going to go ahead and do it, and it didn't. It will, but it's going to do it without me now. I was thinking we might get that move all the way back up into this 50s level here if we can clear this 5100 strong. I mean, this silver bullet is paying. It's paying in gold today. Unfortunately, we didn't capitalize on the full move. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to be able to have a runner on with Apex. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. I'm gonna at least have to take 2 contracts, not necessarily on these scalp plays like I took here, but here I did have the 2 contracts, and then I was worried about the drawdown, and I took one off. I mean, this thing is paying like crazy today. I mean, look at this on the ES. All the way from the 01 up to the 20. So you're looking at basically 20 handles on the ES there. If you got 2 contracts, that's $2,000. And then here on the Nasdaq, I mean, you know, you switch over to the 1 minute here, and your proper entry there is going to be at the 84. So 14,984 all the way up to 15,104. What is that, 120 handles that silver bullet paid today? Did we take 120 out of it? Nope. We got 30. We got almost 10, so we'll say 39. What? 3 more, 42. Oh, I can't count. That's 8. 47 plus another 8. So we got 54, 55 handles out of it, out of 120 handle move. I mean, not horrible, but certainly not. It's not 120 handles there. It's just not 120 handles. Hopefully you got some out of that, John. I don't know if you did, but hopefully you did. Kind of outlined the trade. We actually took the trade, but I just did not have the patience on the ES. But it's fine. It's fine. You can see when the market is kind of trending, that Lux Algo does work nice. I mean, we had, oops. You know, we kind of got a buy signal there at the 15,003. 100-point move there. Got a buy signal here at the 4405. A little 16, 17 handle move. I mean, not horrible. Now, this is kind of the push I was thinking of here. I was looking for. And there's the high a day on the ES. Oh, goodness. Did I just jump in here? Do we just jump in and move our stop real quick? Seems like it. Let's just jump in and move our stop quickly if we can. Move it back to the bottom of that. ES new highs here, thinking NAS might go with it, but if we can give this enough room, we may take a loser here, though, on this play. Needs to go. I don't like that. I don't like that pullback. Oh, goodness. All right, well, we may eat a loser here. ES made that high a day, and then it just rejected. All right, let's just take that off. That hurts. $400 loser. That's what tends to happen, though, as you try to buy these breakouts. They're not always going to work. You know, you're going to buy the wrong one, which is here, and just give back everything that you made here. So it's fine. All right, still up $800 on the day. ES just completely rejected the, made a new high day, and then just completely rejected it now, pulling back. Let's kind of look and see what the potential for the high a day would be on the ES today. Let's see what we got. Well, $44.25, $44.30. Okay. So we're kind of approaching that major resistance area. All right, getting back above. Oh, you know what? I wasn't even paying attention there. What was I doing? Getting back above 5,100 here. Do we dare go in for a second time here? I don't know. We've kind of failed to break that. We, tested that 5110 level, thinking that we may hit the 30, but didn't get it. ES rejecting back to that 20 SMA there. Just trying to watch here, see what we got going on. It's possible pullback into that 82, 83 level. See how the ES reacts to that 20 SMA there. Now we are on the 1 minute though. Switch over to the 3 minute. Quite a ways to go for the 20 SMA on the 3 minute. Kind of holding up here at this 90 level. We do got that pivot there at the 88. Almost has me wanting to little deeper pullback here. Kind of watching the ES here and the Nasdaq at the same time, seeing what's going on there. It's kind of holding this 95 level, so let's give it a little try here and see. We may be glutton for punishment a little bit, and then let's see. Would have liked to have been filled somewhere around that 90 level, actually. Been felt better about it, but yeah, I probably jumped the gun on this entry here a little bit. Probably could have waited for a minute there. Let me see here. If we get back to break even here, I'm going to move it to break even immediately and then wait for a possible re-entry. Literally going to move it. As soon as it goes green, I'm going to drop it. If it goes green. Not going yet. I may just take it off. I'm going to go ahead and move my stop to here. Reduce the risk. Actually, I need to make it here. As if we make a lower, a lower low. It's kind of my thought process there anyway. If it's going to go, got to go now. If it's going to go, got to go now. And stopped out there. All right, that's my fault. That was a bad trade. Gonna have to kind of review that later on. I mean, I'm not making the best of decisions right now. Let's just kind of look and see. I think it will eventually make a new high here. But just entered that way too soon. Or way too late, however you want to look at it. Really should have been long from somewhere around that 90 level. Instead I was long at 97. Giving back about half the profits there, still up $600, but these two trades were kind of unwarranted. Yes, kind of pulling back here also. All right, kind of moving back into this 20 SMA area on the ES. All right, there comes that pullback there. Oh. We're going to give it a few more minutes, see if we can maybe find one more entry and then kind of call it good for the day here. See the ES approaching that 20 SMA there. Could kind of bounce out of this at any moment here, so just want to be aware of that. Possible pullback to the 20, maybe even the VWAP test. Kind of bouncing back out of it right there at the 20 SMA on the ES. NAS kind of bouncing with it there. Quick bounce out of there, going to participate. Going to go ahead and add a second contract here for this move out of here. Might have got in a little late there, but just trying to take a little breakout scalp trade here, but well, might have took that a little too late. Let's get moving through that 90 level there. All right, I think I'm going to probably take this off. Yeah, I'm going to take that off. I don't like it. I was looking at the 1 minute chart there, and I kind of looked away for a second, and by the time I looked back up, it was a little late. Should have been entering at the 82. And I'm about 10 points higher there than 90, 91.50. That would have been the breakout trade. Well, that leaves me up $205 on this account. I think I'm probably just going to go ahead and call it a stream, guys. If you haven't already liked the video, subscribe. And we'll be live at 3 a.m. tonight looking for that silver bullet setup. So if you're awake, join me then. Thanks for watching.